Welcome to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We are just 1 month before Christmas. It's November 24, 2021. We have some tourists, but it's only few tourists. Won't help me a lot, but I just fell in love with taking videos for you. Today we will honor Annette Colton. This is your cross, and I will send it to you in about a few days. But first we will actually visit the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and we'll bless that cross everywhere. If you want to have a cross for yourself, at the description you will have the link to buy me a coffee and you will get all the information there. But if you won't find it, just write me a message and I will do that for you. This is the place that Jesus was crucified, died, buried, and resurrected. The church was built only in the 4th century. Then before you will actually look at me and say, come on, he was never crucified in a church. True, that place was outside the walls 2,000 years ago. Today it's almost in the center of the old city, but this is a gap of 2,000 years. You know, so many things actually are different. And what you see here is mainly the Crusader part, 12th century. Their church, like so many other churches, been destroyed so many times. If someone didn't like the Christians, the best place to do is to destroy it. And what you can see here is the main entrance and the only entrance to the church for visitors. And around us, there are so many chapels that belong to the Coptic. To the left of that man that sits there, Armenian, Greek Orthodox, and a lot of Greek Orthodox chapels. You can see one in front of you, and another 3 just to, yeah, here it is, you can see it. In that church, we can find the place that Jesus was crucified, the Golgotha, the Calvary, and the place that they purified his body after he died. Of course, the tomb of his, and you must understand that he actually resurrected on Sunday. And although it's called the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Church of the Holy Tomb, in a way I prefer to call that church by the name of the Greek Orthodox Armenians. They call it the Church of the Resurrection because the church is the tomb is empty. And he's somewhere there, and we are waiting for him to come. Yes, there's another option of the Golgotha and the tomb, and that is outside the walls of today. It's called the Garden Tomb. It's an amazing place to visit. I do have a few videos of it as well. And then if you will enter to my YouTube channel, then first subscribe my channel, and secondly look for the Garden Tomb, and you will see at least 15 different videos of it as well. I have more than 19,000 videos. Then feel free to use it as much as you want, and if you have some questions, don't hesitate. Beautiful columns at the entrance to the church. Look at the Corinthian capitals of it. And you can see a lot of graffitis here. You will find a lot of graffitis. I mean, those graffitis are not from a long time ago, but we can actually study a lot about it. For example, that graffiti is of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. You can see the Golgotha Hill right here. And Armenian graffiti. And if you look upstairs, right there, you can see graffiti from, I think, a guy from Italy at 1389. Then graffiti, it's a pollution. It's ugly, but ancient graffiti, it's history. Then let's enter to the church. And the first church was built, as I told you, in the 4th century. But there are so many new things here. And another difference between your church to that church is not only the importance of the story, That church belongs to almost to everyone. Then you will see here Catholic, Greek Orthodox, Russians, Armenians, Copts, Church of Syria, Syrianic Church, and more. And because of it, there's a lot of tension between them. We're climbing up the Golgotha, the Calvary, from the Catholic part. And as you can see, it's full of people. Still empty. In regular days, and some of my subscribers already knows it, there are a million people here, and there's a queue of 20 minutes to reach the crucifixion spot. In that place, Annette, on my viewers, Jesus was nailed to the cross. And then he was crucified. That's going to be in the Greek Orthodox part. And we will see the Pietà as well. In that chapel, they strip him from his clothes. It's a Catholic chapel. And here, you can see an amazing mosaic wall, but you must understand that most of it is new. The only old one is the Ascension of Jesus, and that's from the Crusader time. That church was burned down in 1808, and then sadly, a lot have been destroyed here, except of that part of the mosaic. I can cry when I'm watching it. It's the suffering of Jesus, part of the Via Dolorosa. You can see Mary Magdalene anointing the body of Jesus just before he died. She knew that he was going to die, and she did it a few days before as well. You can see the mother, and you can feel her heart. The altar that you see here is from the Medici family. Amazing, isn't it? Salvus Mundi. Here, Annette Colton and everyone who are watching that amazing video, important video. You can see the Pietà. Mary actually now watching the last minutes of her son, and then he died. When she was at the Jewish temple, Saint Simon told her that her son will die in front of her eyes. It will be like a spear, will enter to your heart. From that moment, she never smiled. And this is the crucifixion place. First, let me bless the cross for you, Annette. This is the exact spot of the crucifixion. You can see the bedrock itself. The top of the Golgotha and the creek. Result of the earthquake that happens when Jesus died around 3 o'clock. This is John, the disciple. And you can see the crucifixion of Jesus. Above him, 4 letters in 3 different languages. Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. This was the sin list. And the other side, you will see Mary. While Jesus was on the cross, he asked John to take care of his mother, Mary, because without it, she won't survive. Above it, you can see so many stories. It's a language, it's not only art, about the passion of Passion of Jesus. The last days. Here you can see Pontius Pilate washing his hands. We will leave the Golgotha, the Calvary, from the Greek Orthodox part. This is the exit. We enter through the Catholic and we are leaving that place from the Greek Orthodox. And look at that, what it is. That's where they anointed the body of Jesus after he died. But before that, let's leave the Golgotha with the idea that I won't fall this time. It's already happened to me twice a year. This is the Golgotha. You can see the skull. The Golgotha was mentioned only in the New Testament. We didn't find any evidence for that place in the Roman inscription and in the Jewish source. It might be the place that the Romans crucified people, and they wanted people to see it, but crucified a lot of people, then a lot of skeletons, maybe because of it. Maybe because it actually looks like a skull at the time of Jesus. And as you can see, it's outside the wall. It's important for me to say it, to mention it, Annette, and my subscribers, my viewers, mainly because there are two options, and one of the reasons for the garden tomb is because it's actually located outside the walls. No Jew will be buried inside the wall, and the Bible actually mentions it. And as a Jew, they purified the body of Jesus, but before that, Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus, the one with the green and the one with the red, asked Pontius Pilate to bury Jesus before sunset. Why it's so important before sunset? Because this is the end of the day, and the day begins at sunset. Then today it's Wednesday. It's around 3 p.m. In about 2 hours, it's going to be already Wednesday in Israel. And you can see John. John is the only disciple without a beard. And Mary, the mother, and the one who holds her hair is Mary Magdalene. She is the only one that you can actually see the hair of her. That they put some linen and shrouds around his body after they purified him, and they bury him in a cave. That cave belongs to Joseph of Arimathea, who gave Jesus his own tomb, which was, according to the book of John, next to the Golgotha. Then the Golgotha is right here in front of you. And the tomb, you're going to see it soon, but before that, let me bless the cross. Now, this is a Jerusalem cross. It's typical to Jerusalem and the Holy Land. Let's first bless it. You can see the anointing oil, and the smell is amazing. Let me cover it for you, Annette, because that is where they laid the body of Jesus. Then for me, that place is so important. In a way, more important than the tomb, because the tomb is covered, and here the body of Jesus, just like you see there, was laid. The smell is amazing. And I've been asked a lot by you what kind of smell it is. I don't know. It's a good smell. It's kind of a mixture between a few churches that owns that place. We are reaching now the Armenian Chapel. We actually visit the Catholic one, the Greek Orthodox, and now Armenian. That's where, according to the Armenians, the three Marys watch the crucifixion of Jesus. And by the way, that's Annette Colton in Hebrew. You will get it as well, of course. You will get it with a cross. I will send it to you by post, of course. Now we're expecting to see a rock carved tomb, but look what's happening here. This is the tomb of Jesus, and it doesn't look like a rock. It doesn't look like a cave. It doesn't look like a grotto. Mainly because that place has been destroyed a lot. But soon I will show you that there are real tombs from the time of Jesus in that church. Sadly, I cannot go into the tomb with the camera. Then after I'll finish that video on that, I will go into the tomb and I will I will bless it there. Structure is only from the 19th century, and they renovated it lately, they restored it. There are two rooms there, there are two chapels. The first chapel is in front of you. You can see maybe that man will leave us, turn right and left. You will see it's kind of a small table with a candle on it. Here it is. That is the angel chapel that took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. The inner part is the tomb itself, but those two people are blocking the view from us. There's looks like a Greek Orthodox monk praying there, and the tomb belongs to the Greek Orthodox, but almost everyone's got rights to pray here. Oops. That was the monk. Then maybe we see a little bit better now. Difficult. But here it is. The second room is the tomb of Jesus, which is a sarcophagus, but it's actually empty. Because remember, on Sunday, he resurrected. And if we're talking about that, let's go to another Catholic part here. And although it's not part of the Via Dolorosa, I call it the 15th station of the Via Dolorosa, and you know that the Via Dolorosa has got only 14 stations. And that's where Mary met the gardener. Mary and Annette, it's very important for me to mention it, because this is the power of the women. Who came on Sunday to anoint the body of Jesus? The women, not the disciples. Then she came and she realized that he's not there. She saw a gardener. She looked at him and said, "Do you know who took the body of my Lord?" And he said, "I am Jesus, but I'm not pure yet. Don't touch me. I have to go first to my Father." Then that's where Mary Magdalene was standing. And that's where Jesus was standing. Such a beautiful place. And I must say that although there are no tourists, and that's not good for me because I'm not working, it's so good for you. Now I don't know if you can hear it, but the muezzin is now calling the Muslims to pray. The Muslims pray 5 times a day. That small chapel belongs to the Coptic, the Egyptian Christians. 10% of the Christians are 10% of the citizens of Egypt are Coptic. Then in a way, the tomb is there. Then let me bless the cross of yours. Right there, look how beautiful it is. See the sun rays. 12 just like 12 disciples. And at the edge of it, you can see 3 points, in the Trinity. And we're entering now to the chapel that used to belong to the Ethiopians and then to the Syrianic church. And now there's a huge debate between the Armenians and the Syrianic church who owns it. But look at that, because of it, no one maintained it. It's not a table, it's not a chair, it's an altar that was burned down.
But do they say that this is like, this is a well-known?
Yeah. This is today called the Chapel of Joseph Aramati and Naptimon Nicodemus, because Bento has helped prepare for burial. So a lot of people come and pray here even.
Now, why I entered to that place? Not because of the horrible maintaining of that chapel. I enter because of this. You can see where the 2 candles are. This is, let me use the flashlight. No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Oh, now it works. This is a curved rock tomb. Cut. Ooh, I don't know what it is, but you can see the niches there. Then, this is a real tomb from the time of Jesus that shows you that it used to be a cemetery part. It used to be a quarry owned by King Herod, and then when he died, and before the Romans actually took it for themselves and started to crucify people, all that area used to be a big cemetery, a Jewish cemetery outside the wall. Then who is buried there? What we know is that this is the garden of Joseph of Arimathea, if we are accepting the idea that this is the tomb. Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his own tomb. Then if it's the garden, his garden, I'm sure that he built himself a private tomb. Because anyhow, it's outside the walls. Then, true or not, if that's a Joseph of Arimathea, an Anaximander tomb, it doesn't matter. What is important is that it actually shows you that it used to be a tomb, a cemetery area, and that used to be outside the walls. Now the niches is kind of a nice story. When the rich Jews buried themselves, they built something like that, and here they have 5 niches. Kuchim in Hebrew. And let's say 5 kuchim, 5 niches for 5 bodies. But what will happen to the 6th one? Then they will open the oldest niche. They will take the bones out. They will put it in an ossuary, and then in a storeroom they will store all the family. And now there's a place for the new one. But listen carefully. The Bible mentioned that Jesus got the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea that no one used before. Hi. Thank you very much. Then if no one used it before, it means that no one used that one before. And it means that Joseph of Arimathea had to build another tomb for himself. There's a meaning for every word in the Bible, my friends. Let's continue the tour. And I want you to see that it used to be a quarry. No, Jesus wasn't the only one who was crucified. I mean, together with him, another two were crucified, but who say that that was the only one? Then what will happen to someone who's waiting for his crucifixion? For that, they build a prison, which you cannot find in the Bible, but the Bible didn't tell us of every moment, like every moment of Jesus here. It's not an historical book. Remember, it's a holy book. It's for religious reason. Then what so many believes is Jesus was put in a jail, kind of in a prison, that looks like that, because that's how they used to do that. You can see the two holes here, and look at the legs of Jesus. Oops, in a minute. On that, I'm blessing it as well. And you can see they tied his hands as well. Then he was waiting for the crucifixion, or to his turn. That part belongs to the Greek Orthodox, sorry. But I have a few more places that I want you to visit. And everyone that watched that video, first of all, did you subscribe my channel yet? Then please do that. And we will continue to the lower part of the church. There's so many altars here. Look how beautiful is the ceiling. Let's go together to two more chapels, and beside it I wanted to see another place. Then don't say goodbye, it's only 27 minutes. Oh, the smell of the incense. I love that smell. Oh, on the wall I forgot to mention, to show you that here there are so many graffitis. A lot of them are from the Crusade time. You can see it here on the other side of the wall. Lots of it. The Armenians, in 1915, suffered from the Ottomans, the Turks of today. And actually the first genocide in the modern time was not for the Jews, it was for the Armenian. 1.5 million of the Armenians were butchered by the Turks, by the Ottomans. Turkey of today. And here in the mosaic floor, you can see evidence for 9 cities that have been destroyed by them. And Ararat one, which was part of Armenia, which is now part of Turkey. And this is St. Helen Chapel. The Armenians, although they're a small nation, they have so many remains in the city, so many places, mainly because they were the first one as a nation that was converted into Christianity in 301 AD. Like 23 years before Constantine started to do that to the rest of the Roman world. Let's continue down there. You can see Heraclius, which was the Caesar that came from Armenia in a way, that he brought back the true cross from the person to here. And we are reaching the lowest part of the church, and that's where they found the true cross. But there's so many things to say, to talk about that place. When St. Helen came to here, and they actually opened the church for visitors and for disciples in 335 AD. They took her to here, and here they found 3 crosses. They took an old lady, and she touched the first 2 crosses, nothing happened to her. And I think you know what happened in the 3rd cross. He was cured, and that's how they found the true cross of Jesus, which is not here anymore. There are few relics of it in the church. One belongs to the Armenians, one belongs to the Catholic, and another one to the Greek Orthodox. And you can see here St. Helen. But that was a quarry from the time of King Herod for the 2nd temple. You can see part of it. It was made of white stones, excellent quality stones for the temple and for his palaces. But after he died, no one used it except of people who use it as a cemetery. And the quarry is not inside the city anyhow. And later on, they use it as a cistern, water cistern. You can see the plaster that cover the walls. And you can see the bucket holes right above you now. Then Annette, let's bless your cross at the chapel where they found the true cross. And that cross, Annette, is made of olive wood. We didn't talk about the Jerusalem cross. You can see that they had our main cross and another 4 small crosses. The main cross represents Jerusalem, which is the center of the world. Look at the fresco of Jesus' body. The other 4 crosses represent whatever you want, the 4 Gospels, together with Jerusalem. It's the 5 stigmatas, earth, wind, fire, name it. But the idea is that Jerusalem is at the center. Now, that was made by hand. But when I blessed it in that church, and I'm still blessing it, now it's actually priceless. And I can hear the noise. And let's go and see what's happening here. Let me take you to see a bit of a ceremony. This is the Golgotha, the lower part of it. Can you feel the earth shaking? 3 o'clock. Jesus died now. I want you to hear it because it will connect us to the last story in the church, but we will wait for them to go out. And they're leaving the place. Remember that he actually died at 3 o'clock and the earth actually moved. And a creek, one of the results of the earthquake is the creek that you see here, and a drop of blood touched the skulls of so many people, and they are resurrected. One of them, according to tradition, not according to the Bible, was Adam, the first man ever. Adam was buried in Eden, Adam and Eve, according to the Greek Orthodox, and after the Noah time, he was brought to here and buried here. And some believe that the skull that you saw at the beginning, beneath the Golgotha, is the skull of Adam. Then this is the tomb of the first man. Now, if you ask me, and that's only me, I believe that Adam and Eve committed the same crime. Then, in that matter, I'm adding the tomb of Eve there, but it's only me. And that is the story of the Golgotha. Annette, I will send that video to you soon. And again, if you want me to bless your crosses, just tell me that. It's an amazing weather. It's November. Look at us, short sleeves. It's not cold at all. And let's look at the tomb of Jesus, crucifixion place, and the resurrection place once more. My dears, you are part of my family now. Then see you in my next video. Bye bye.